Welcome to the very first episode of Buckets with Biegel, where we talk, discuss, and debate the latest and greatest NBA actions and events going on throughout the league. This episode, we're going to kick it off just talking about the wild, crazy offseason that's happened so far this summer. And I just got to say, this is definitely one of the most entertaining off seasons that we've seen probably in a while. So let's kick it off by going to the west coast of Los Angeles, where the Lakers and Clippers are just at an all-out battle, making their teams title contenders. So we'll start with the obvious, the Lakers going out and getting Anthony Davis, trading up Lonzo Ball, and Brandon Ingram, and assortment of picks along with Josh Hart, and get LeBron a second superstar teammate. And then a couple days later, and Boogie Cousins signing another 1 year deal, completing the new big three in Los Angeles, and then they get their bench together with Jared Dudley, Avery Bradley, resigning JaVale McGee, giving them the core pieces to help build around this big three, along with the up and rising Kyle Kuzma. The Lakers are looking real great. And then we just look at how great the Clippers are, the younger brother or sister team, as some people would say, to Los Angeles, who haven't been really relevant. And and then we just look at Jerry West, who maybe made one of the greatest and shortest rebuilding teams in a while after giving up Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, the whole Lob City, and missing the playoffs in the 2017-18 season, and then building this team to get to the eighth seed, the playoffs in the West, and not only just making it, but getting 2 wins on the one-seeded Warriors, which is pretty impressive in my books in the rebuilding process. I think stars do look at that. They do look at the building, and with it also Los Angeles being a big city, a big market, they're able to help draw these big superstars, which is how they were able to land Kawhi Leonard. And not just that, they're able to go out to get Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi wanted Paul George. They were able to trade up Alexander and Gallinari with all those picks to get Kawhi what he wanted, to get this Paul George Kawhi Leonard duo going in there to keep up with LeBron and AD. So now we got a whole battle of Los Angeles going on in just one city. Possibly the two greatest teams in the West are in one city, which I find just amazing. It's going to be exciting for these Los Angeles games to go against each other. I know the crowds are about to be sold out. The tickets are going to go through the roof. It's going to be one exciting thing. So I went down each position, broke it down in this battle of LA, I like to call it. So we went by each position, coach and bench, and we're just going to break it down a little bit and we'll see how this goes. We got the point guard. Well, the Lakers have now confronted that LeBron would now be their starting point guard. So we got him going against Lou Williams, which you can't hark on Sweet Lou. Great defender, great offensive player, but I'm not gonna put him against LeBron. He'll slow him down a little bit, but we all know what's gonna happen there. LeBron James is gonna go and put in work there at the point guard. I can't speak right now. I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna go down to shooting guard, which newly acquired Danny Green. I had a mind blank there for a second. I almost said AJ Green. Danny Green, former champion, also quite his teammate for this past championship run, and Paul George. We can't let's go off the obvious again, but with Paul George, uh, great defender, defensive player of the year candidate nominee. Unfortunately, did not get it, and we're just make it 1-1 Clippers and Lakers. Small forward, we're moving Kyle Kuzma up to the small forward so they can make room for AD and Boogie. Will be shut down by the Claw, Kawhi Leonard going against him. Kyle Kuzma can't go. Kyle Kuzma is just going to be that up and rising great player That's why show them why he wasn't traded along with Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. But I honestly don't know how much he's played the three position. But I think like they can't keep him on the bench. He's too good of a player to keep on the bench. So he's gonna the claw's gonna get I'm gonna give the claw over him on that. We move down to the four where we have Anthony Davis and Montreal Harrell. You can't sorry. Anthony Davis is the superstar. There's a reason why they went out and got this man. It's AD all day. And then we have at the center, walking out the five, we have Boogie Cousin versus Zubac. Zubac's a great defender and knows his role. I think will blend in well with this Clippers team. And this right here is a little more closer than I think most think. Boogie this season has a lot to prove, considering he didn't even play most of this past season on the Warriors. And even when he did play in the finals, he just didn't seem like the Boogie that we all know. Granted, this is due to his injury to his Achilles the year before, but it, it, he's just looked out of shape. And I remember um, one of the games in the finals. I think it was game four. Um, he almost lost it for them, having in a span of like 2 minutes of goaltending, an offensive foul, and just losing the ball. Like this is a great. Granted, this is the third piece that they need for Braun, and they'll have Rajon Rondo coming off the bench with Anthony Davis, Boogie, and Rondo already all played together, so they'll have that chemistry. But I'm gonna give it to Boogie over Zubac due to superstar status. But then we're gonna move on to the bench, where we have the Lakers bench, which consists of, like I said, Rajon Rondo, newly signed Jared Dudley, Avery Bradley. Yeah, which is some great defensive veteran pickup. But I like offensively, they're not going to do much. You have JaVale McGee, who will be the anchor, but is not. They're not going to give you a whole lot of offense, just enough to rest these starters. The Clippers bench looking like Patrick Beverly and newly signed Michael Green and Mo Harkless. Both of these benches just have age on them and not much offensively scoring. So I think when the bench comes in, it's going to get real defensive. It's going to get real solid. It's going to get gritty, low scoring. I will have to give it to the Lakers. Um, I'm just going to have to go with the Lakers on this one. And then for the coach, the newly signed coach, Frank Vogel. I should have put LeBron James down for this one too, because we know he's also the manager and the um, coach with three person player. Nah, but we got Frank Vogel and Doc Rivers. I'm gonna give it to Doc Rivers. No one hark on Frank Vogel. Great pacer coach and helped lead this Magic team to the playoffs this year. But we have Doc. I'm gonna have to go with Doc Rivers on this one, which gives a tally of four to the Lakers and three to the Clippers. Pretty split down the middle right here. It's definitely going to be a defensive showdown. That Clippers team is just pure defense. But you have two of the top five players in the league all on one team. It's going to be hard to stop that, along with the up and rising talent and supporting cast. There's going to be a reason why the Lakers and the Clippers are going to be probably the top two. Both of them are probably going to keep up the 3 or 4 seed, first and four seeds. My bad. Oh wow, it's going to be a wild in LA. But we're going to move up to just north to the San Fran now, where the Warriors are now going to be playing not in the Oracle Arena, but now in the new Chase Center. That's real unfortunate for them to have to experience losing to Kawhi Leonard in their own in their very last memory in Oracle Arena is going to be them losing to Kawhi. That's That's just hard for any Warriors fan out there. I'm sorry, but the ultimately in a sign and trade deal of D'Angelo Russell and Kevin Durant going teaming up with Kyrie in Brooklyn, making that another duo in the East, and D'Angelo Russell now playing alongside Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, now Willie Cauley Stein. Is this move ultimately winning wise for D'Lo is good for him? We are. I don't think this hurts his development anyway, but he's now going to have to play second fiddle to Stephen Curry compared to him being the guy on the Nets. And we all saw what happened last time when he wasn't the guy. He was still young, but now he's more mature and he doesn't have Kobe Bryant on his team. So um, he's just going to have to hold off. Once Klay Thompson comes back into the system, though, after this terrible injury, I think he will get a little slower. His numbers might go down a little bit due to sharing the ball, but it's going to be it keeps the Warriors relevant after losing Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. Like I said, it's going to be out most of the season. Boogie Cousins walking. We that thought I was losing Andre Iguodala and the bench pieces too. It's well, it was just going to be Steph Curry and Draymond Green. So this move ultimately makes them more relevant in the way. Like you can't, and it keeps them from being going under. And it's this move for Kevin Durant is probably what it was the best move for him. He gets to team up with Kyrie Irving. He keeps a superstar teammate. He doesn't lose anything. But ultimately the problem is he ain't gonna get to experience it until the next season. He's not gonna be able to come back until the end of this season, if not at all. So that's just terrible on him. But move wise, we'll see what Kyrie can do on this new Nets team with the young pieces they got coming off the bench and defensive star Jared Allen and 3-point champion Joe Harris. I think the Nets upgraded from D'Lo to Kyrie, and then they get Kevin Durant. It's just great, great move. What needed to keep them in development and making them contenders and something in the East. And now we're going to move to probably the other big move that's happened as of late. Russell Westbrook heading out to Houston, getting traded for Chris Paul and an assortment of picks to the Rockets, or the Thunder, my bad. And the Thunder are now it's halt, but they were talking about trading him, which I don't know why. I guess that for me sounds like they're embracing the rebuild mode or something along those lines. Um, honestly, I think the Westbrook and Harden duo will work out. All I see when I go online, I look at these comments of people, and you see the memes of them in 2K, like on a team, and they're just hogging the ball. And I get my laughs out of it because I'm a guy that likes memes personally, but um, I honestly think this will work out. The only reason I say that is because they've been teammates in the past. They've been to the finals together. Granted, they had Kevin Durant, but this was an still up and rising James Harden. Now we have MVP James Harden. We have former MVP Russell Westbrook. We all know what shooting James Harden can do. We seen it. We see the sauce. We seen him with his famous step back. But now we add Russell Westbrook, who can drive in there, and people have to actually pay attention more to his quickness, his athleticism going to the paint, which will free up James Harden for him to shoot, along keeping with Clint Capella, really solid center. I feel like him and Steven Adams play similar roles for Russell Westbrook's. So as long as they can get that bonding together, I think the Rockets will be definitely a top 4 seed in the West next year or this upcoming season. And as for Chris Paul's side of the story, it's really unfortunate what happened for the Rockets. Um, There's Rockets' career where they were one game away from going to the finals. More than likely would have won a championship, but he just got hurt. Game 7 or Game 6, my bad, and just was so unfortunate to what have happened. The injuries to go to Oklahoma City, who just broke up an era of KD, Harden, Westbrook, and that whole championship squad. The last member gone, you just saw the end of an era. It's hard coming into that. Um, I think this is where we see the decline and maybe the near end of his career. He'll do well. Don't get me wrong, he's gonna do well in OKC, but they just don't have the rest of the pieces yet to actually be something. They're a borderline playoff team right now. Um, like I said, there's a lot of season to play. So but this is where we see the end of the decline of Chris Paul, which is sad because he's such a great player, Hall of Fame player in my book, top 10 point guard of all time, and it just it going to be one of those players that never win a ring now because of this trade. And he was probably the closest he's ever been to winning a ring, and now it's so depressing. And now we're gonna go with I'm a Bulls fan. If you can't tell by the picture. Um, so I like to keep up with former Bulls players and where they're at. So that takes us to Jimmy Butler going down to Miami South Beach, which I find pretty ironic with all the drama and whatnot that's been happening there between him and D Wade, especially right after Dwayne Wade last year there in retirement. So I don't know why he wanted to go there in this wild three team trade. I mm, I just is he says that he thinks he can. What I saw, if I can word my senses right now, what I saw, he says he believes he can pull what Kawhi Leonard did earlier this year and bring a team like that out of the East into a championship. Honestly, Jimmy, I'm sorry, but with the team you got right now around you, these the youngins, that it's just the Heat, man. They need more to their team, but there's just no one there that can help you right now. After giving up Whiteside, now they're gonna have Biambo um, be their new center. I honestly think he makes the Heat playoff contenders, but they're going to be 8th seed, low ninth seed, barely missing the playoffs. But now they definitely make the playoffs without a doubt in my mind. I wish they could just get more players. I wanted Jimmy Butler to. I just wish with all the drama that he's been around, he's such a great player. He's a Kawhi Leonard two-way player. He's a great Paul George two-way player. Great offensively. He's clutch. And he really did help, was the main focal point of that 76ers playoffs. The whole series, both series. He was the one that kept them all together. But it just fell short to a great, even lucky couple bounce Kawhi Leonard game winning shot. And it's just like I said, unfortunate for Jimmy. But now he's gonna add a new career in Miami. I think they will be great as long as they can get some more players to help Jimmy out. They could be a pretty solid team in the East, but they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna need more players. And probably the last player I'll talk about in this little wild free agency right now is my man, my idol, Derrick Rose, signing with the Pistons. I personally wanted him to stay in Minnesota. He was a great player there. He fit their system well, and you saw so much more improvement through his numbers this year. And now he's going to be teaming up with Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin. is yeah, he has the potential to start again. What I believe he should start again. But what's good for we all know about his knees and his injury career. So I think coming off the bench will be good for that aspects to give him that good energy and less fatigue for his body, help prevent those injuries so he can keep producing off the bench this year. But if he's still going, if he's still got it, he's still going, start him. Who's he got to worry about? Reggie Jackson, right? Like he need, he needs to start there. Him and Andre Drummond will be a great duo as long as they both cooperate and get that chemistry going in down the road. Man, there's just gonna be a lot of great free agency moves that are going on, and there's still more to come. It just makes me so excited for this season. It really is. And one other thing that all these signings and trades have happened, it turned the league from a super league team, a super team league into the era of duos again. You're seeing more like Batman Robin sort of 1-2 punch players on a team surrounded by people that can contribute and piece together. So this made me want to tip together my top five duos of this up and coming NBA season. Um, what I put into these duos, you obviously can't tell like how they're going to perform this season just because you can only go off um, speculation and like predictions, numbers, and you can only go off that right now. So that's what we're going to do. This top five is where I believe will be will dominate the best and perform the best together. Um, here's let me tell you why um, who is not going to be on this list due to honorable mention, and that's going to be Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, just because Kevin Durant is not going to be here for the season. He's going to be there, but he's not going to be on the court playing with Kyrie this season. So I refuse to put them on my top five. Them and same reason for Clay Thompson and Steph Curry because Clay's going to be out half, three-fourths of the season, depending how fast he can recover and come back. So with that note, we will start it off with number five. We're going to start with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons now getting paid in his new contract, along with Joel Embiid, the best center in the league, will help with the new. Now have Al Horford, and they keep Tobias Harris on the team. It's more scoring option for them. Great move, by the way, and I think they will keep the Sixers in a top four seed in the East this year, and that's my number five duo. My number four duo, I'm gonna kick it off with Curry and D'Lo. Um, like I said, I think they're gonna do great. They probably wouldn't do the same as a Steph and Clay, but D'Angelo Russell is a great player. I don't know how he's gonna mix well with Curry, but we all know Curry's a great off-ball player, and D'Lo's a great player when he has the ball in his hand. So they will probably set each other up great, along with some Willie Cauley Stein with the pick and roll. I think both their numbers will be pretty solid for them playing in the West and the competition that they'll be going against. So that takes us to number three, where we have Russell Westbrook and James Harden. I think this, like I was talking about earlier, I think they will be phenomenal. They went from the 1 and 2 punch competing for MVP, and now we got two MVPs in the on the same team with the right amount of contribution on the team. I think these two numbers are gonna, like I said earlier, Harden with the shot. You have Westbrook driving. He's a very athletic point guard, which will draw lots of attention to the paint, opening up um, the lanes for Harden. And that takes us to number two with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Um, it was really hard, and that makes um, it was really hard not to put them number one. I really wanted to, but that just gives it away that LeBron and AD will be the best duo. It's a coin flip for both of them. I'm going to give the edge to LeBron James and Anthony Davis due to Anthony Davis offensively putting giving them a little more edge, along with him being a power forward. He's going to get lots of rebounds and great defensive player to help LeBron James and the Lakers just flourish this season. And it's I'm just so excited for this season to start. And to close things off, we're gonna just the other day we saw Zion Williams get his brand new Adidas deal, and it was great. It was wow. It's going to be great for for Jordan. We all see they take chances on these great young athletes, and then when they become something big like LeBron James, Zion Williams is getting he's the most hyped up athlete to come out at the drafts probably since LeBron James. So the contract makes sense. We all see the injuries that happened in the summer league, him backing out of um, the USA team, or and all that to rest up for the league. Smart move. I don't blame him for that one bit. And now this man is getting paid. Wow, it's just wild how young this man is, and he's getting the money. Well, that's all the time we have in today's episode. Come out, check my social media. We got at Buckets with Biegel. We have Snap. We have Instagram. I couldn't think of the name at the moment. Instagram, Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. We're trying to get us on SoundCloud, so go give some love and support. And until then, we'll see you next time.